Hey sassy friends, Sandra here and welcome to my channel, guys. I hope you guys are ready for this new bujo video that I did for you guys, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure and hit that subscribe button, and also follow me on Instagram because I post tons of sneak peeks, and I even posted sneak peeks about this actual video, so you'll never miss a thing. I'll have that linked in the description box below for you guys. So right off the bat, I decided to sketch out my first page in pencil. I tend to sketch things out first because in case I make a mistake or I want to adjust something, it allows me to do that. But by no means is my bullet journal perfect. I make mistakes all the time. And you know what? I just roll with them. This isn't something that you do if you have an issue with making mistakes sometimes, because it happens and I'm the #1 culprit of that. So I hope you enjoy the video nonetheless. So after I went ahead and sketched out the basic idea I had for the title of the month, I'm going now with my Copic multi-liner and I'm lining out all these letters so that I can then go over them with my Copic markers, because I thought it would be fun to color these in. But something I've seen someone do on YouTube, I don't remember the name of their channel right now, but I see a lot of people actually do this on Pinterest as well. They leave it black and white, so if you're really not into coloring stuff, you could always leave it black and white or even color it in with pencil. Don't think you have to do things exactly how I do them, because this is such an individual thing, and that's what makes bullet journaling such a beautiful thing, is that you can just do it however you like, you know, whatever style, however you want your letters to look. There's no wrong way to do this. So I'm going in and adding some detail to these little leaves. I really honestly just winged it and kind of, you know, went to something that I like generally and that is like my go-to thing, which is just adding foliage. I really love flowers and leaves and things, so I thought it would be fun to do my title with kind of like leaves all around it. And then I did a little image of a girl as well, kept it pretty simple, and then I added the date to just mark the fact that we're in 2018, you guys. How did this happen? How? This year really flew by, you guys. It's crazy, but I hope everyone is having a good start of the year and you have some good goals set for yourself. Not necessarily resolutions, because we all know those don't generally get followed through with, but just goals and ideas that you have that you want to accomplish. So I'm in a really positive place right now, and so I'm trying to always just have little goals that I set for myself that are not necessarily resolutions, because I really want to follow through with them. And also, you guys, let me know in the comments below, do you like to see me draw things out? Do you like to see the full video of me doodling them out? Would you like me to cut pieces out? I try to cut some things out to shorten down this video because it tends to be a long video with all the things I do, but I love to get your guys' feedback on what you like to see or what you could live without. So right here, I'm just making the leaves individualized by adding different colors. Honestly, I think all leaves in nature naturally have different shades in them, so I tried to make each one slightly different, some the same, to kind of keep a flowing sort of natural look to them. And then I went over here and decided to do a sort of ombre technique on these letters, while also adding some shadows as well to kind of make them pop from the page a little bit. I just think that that's so much fun, and I personally enjoy coloring a lot. It's very relaxing and therapeutic. So if that's not your thing, again, leave it black and white. It would still look cute, you know. Color is just a very personal thing, and I just love adding it and kind of giving those extra little details here and there that I personally really enjoy seeing when I watch videos. But I also just enjoy seeing people doodle in general. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's also very relaxing. Right here with my flowers, I'm just going in and adding some highlights to those petals. It's a very optional thing on what you want to do. You don't have to color just like me. You can do whatever suits your fancy. Again, I've seen some really beautiful spreads done with black and white or color pencils and stuff like that, so it's just personal preference here. Then I decided to do this little scallop border in blue. Honestly, like, I wanted to make sure that I did something that I thought would be fun to look back at, so I wanted to put extra detail for this first month's page, just because it was like the start of something new. I'm hoping this year that I'll be using my bullet journal more often, because I kind of was off and on with doodling things, and since I have more than one planner, sometimes it takes a back burner. But hopefully this year I'll be doing some more bullet journaling, because I really do enjoy it when I do it. And as you guys can see, I'm just adding a few little highlights there with my white gel pen just to make it pop just a little bit. But again, that's optional as well. I just think it looks really pretty and kind of just gives it a little something extra. So next here, I'm also going to be creating kind of like a look back page. Some people do, I think it's called a future log. I really don't follow suit with what everyone necessarily does or the standard of bullet journaling. There's so many things that you can customize to what you like. You don't have to follow a specific way of doing things, and I really encourage you not to feel boxed in. If something doesn't work for you, then try a different thing, you know? I actually saw this on someone else's bullet journal and I thought it was a great idea, so I figured I would kind of do my own version of it. I don't know who the original creator of this idea per se is, but if I see anything cool and inspiring, I'll make sure and link it in the description box below so you guys can check it out as well. But I just really enjoy this. Again, Pinterest is a great resource for getting ideas, as well as here on YouTube. So as you guys can see, there's so many talented people. So here I'm just adding kind of like an ombre effect. I really love these new Ecoline markers that I recently tried out. On Instagram, you guys told me you wanted me to do a review on those markers, a full review. So if you guys want to see a full review on those markers and all the cool things you can do with them, leave me a comment down below and let me know, just so that I know that you guys want to see that kind of stuff. And then I just added some random dots just because, and then I pulled out my stamps. These are my Winter Wonderland stamps, which, you know, by the name itself, you would think you could only use it during winter or just holiday times, but a lot of these really are multifunctional to what you want to do. So I'm adding some black sassy ink, and I thought I would just actually stamp out my icons rather than drawing them. Since I knew they were going to be quite tiny, I thought this was a great way to do it because you still get a lot of small detail without worrying about messing up per se. So it's really nice just to be able to pull out my stamps every once in a while and just kind of stamp things in. So I thought I would kind of create like things I'm looking forward for this year, and things that I kind of want to do more of for this year, like reading books, possibly buying a house. So little things like that that I think would be fun to look back at. Then I pulled out the social media set, which I use this set so much. It's one of my most used sets. So since I'm always marking when I want to film or edit things or do more things, so I thought this was just something that of course I had to include, and I love that little camera icon. In case you guys don't know, I do have my own shop where you can purchase all my stamps. So you could go check out TheSassyClub.com, which will be linked in the description box below for you guys if you guys want to check it out. By the time this video goes up for you guys, I will have a new release that just dropped in the shop. So you're going to want to check that out. There's a little tab that says new release on the top header of the website. You guys don't want to miss it. It's going to be so much fun, and so many cool and cute little product things that I designed, and you guys are going to love it. And that little suitcase is from our road trip set, and I really want to be able to visit my family more this year. As you guys know, flying can get tiring and expensive, so I'm hoping I'm able to do a little bit more of that this year, because I really enjoy traveling and I really enjoy seeing my mom and my dad, so, and my brothers and sisters, you know. And this little camera icon is from the same road trip set, and it's just really fun to use. I love his wonky little face. And then I have this set called Talk to the Hand, and I'm adding that in there as well. And I just thought it's like the perfect, like literally the perfect stamp to use for marking me wanting to get more healthy this year and just be more proactive in taking care of myself. Not necessarily like a diet, but more just taking care of myself. So plus it seems less extreme when you say it that way. Seems better than when you're like, I'm going to eat no carbs for the rest of my life. That could never happen. I'm Italian, guys, in case you didn't know that. So, and then I added the little baby from Oh Baby stamp set because, you know, it's getting around that time. So there might be some sassy babies coming to the planet at some point. And then a bunch of those icons are from the social media set where I got that same little camera set I used earlier. And I just thought these would be super fun to just kind of mark me wanting to continue to build up my business and my brand and just do the things that I really enjoy and I'm passionate about. What are you guys looking forward to the most for this year? Do you have any goals or things that you really want to accomplish this year or that you've been wanting to do for a long time? Let me know in the comments below. I love to get to know you guys a little bit better. And I've made a lot of awesome and sweet friends through this YouTube community and through the Sassy Club. So I really do love to know just a little bit more about the people who watch my videos and, you know, really build a community here. That's another thing I really want to do for this year. So I went ahead and added an arrow and I colored that in because I figured if I want to add more of these things that I'm looking forward to periodically, I can always go ahead and do that on the next page and add pages to it. That's another great thing about a bullet journal, just being able to add pages and stuff. Obviously, I made this bullet journal myself, so it's a little different than having a book version. With a book version, you may not necessarily be able to add one behind it, but you could always add one if you have an index and just write what page that's in specifically. So just something to keep in mind. And then I'm just adding a little border around this just because I felt like it needed a little something to bring it all together. and that's me trying to work around the discs there. I could have just taken these pages off the discs, but for whatever reason I didn't. And obviously, as you guys can see, I'm loving these markers, so I just keep using them. And again, this is another idea that I was also inspired by. I think the name of her Instagram is Study Quill or Bujo Quill. I don't know. If I remember and I can find it, I'll link it below. I get lost sometimes in watching videos or checking out things, and I forget like what I've watched and where it's from, especially if I wasn't originally following that person. So if I can, I will remember to put it down in the description box below for you guys. But I put 18 for 2018 things that I kind of maybe want to accomplish, or things that I would like to do, 18 things. I'm going to periodically put more things on there, but I did write a few things in here. And again, if they don't get done, it's not like the end of the world, but you know, it's nice to just have something to look at so that you know in a year from now what things were important to you at that time. So I thought that was cool. And then here is me attempting to possibly do the pixel thing that everybody's doing now. And I don't know who even originated this, honestly, because so many people are doing this. It's like you basically color in a color for what you're feeling that day, and you kind of make a guide for yourself of what colors mean what. And you can use several colors or not many colors. It's really optional, but I just thought it would be cool to try this out. So here I am trying it. Can I just tell you though that drawing and sketching in that little timetable index, I don't even know what the name for that is, that grid, is like a lot. It looks so easy on camera, but it is kind of annoying. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm just putting that out there. But I did it, so obviously it wasn't that hard. And I just put meh, sad, and happy. You could put a lot more emotions if you want than that. You could even put mad or whatever, but I kind of didn't want to go too crazy with it. And I really don't know if I'm going to follow through with it. So we'll see how that goes. I say that because I put a tracker in the pages of my bujo, and I didn't even end up really using it. I feel like it's kind of redundant to try to track something. I mean, if it helps you to actually get it done, then more power to you, because I love checking off to-do lists. Like, that's one of my favorite things. But for whatever reason, when it comes to tracking things like, you know, how many times you went to the gym or how many cups of water you're drinking, I'm not always the best at actually inputting the stuff I'm actually doing. So that's a lot of information that's random, but I'm just putting that out there because in case something doesn't work for you like it hasn't worked for me, maybe you just don't put it in your planner and you'll be good. Then I pulled out these highlighters. I forget what these are called, fine liners or midliners. I'm making up names now. But everyone has these. If you follow other bullet journals, you know everybody has these. These have been popular for quite a while. And I've actually had them for quite a while, but I never really used them. And I thought, since I'm going to be doing this guy right here, I should pull these out and start doing this. And since I basically created this page, I believe on the 9th of January or sometime around there, I'm filling it into the days. Oh no, I probably did. So I kind of just decided to do my word of the year on this same page where I'm doing the January, and I guess I would say this is actually more like a future log, just because I'm putting whatever is important that's going on in January. For a regular future log, you would definitely have like every month of the year written out on like 2 pages, putting everything you have going on in those months. But you know, honestly, for the most part, I don't necessarily always have a million things I have going on. And if I do, I don't necessarily feel the need to put them on a future log. Generally, I would just kind of do a to-do list and put a date next to it. I don't know. So I'm fighting doing one of those, but who knows? In the future, I might do a future log because it does seem like it's a useful thing, but I just decided to do it kind of like month to month. So if I feel like this comes in handy, then I'll probably end up doing more frequently, or one for every month, who knows. So we'll just see. This is a very much trial and error process for me. My word of the year is focus. I don't know if you guys have ever done a word of the year before, but basically it's a word that is whatever kind of just has some significance for you that you want to carry throughout the year. So I just thought I would just write it down just so that I have a visual reminder of it. Not that you need one, but I thought it would be cool. And then this is where I'm just doing the overview and then writing out a bunch of the numbers for the month so I can write down where something important is happening for these. And I actually did have a few things come up for this month that I wanted to have on there, and I actually didn't put all of them because I don't even think I marked the days that I had classes I was taking that were really important for certifications and things like that. So Fail, but I really did like having other stuff on there, and I did randomly put New Year's, even though it's a holiday more than actually an important date that I have going on. But, you know, whatever. Whatevs. I don't take it that seriously. I just have fun with this. And then I put notes and stuff, because I never know what I'm going to put in these types of boxes. Sometimes I do put notes, and then other times I just feel like doodling randomly when I have maybe this in my purse or with me randomly. So right here I'm just doing like a little girl character just hanging off the box just because I think it looks cute. So, and every once in a while I like to add little things like that. I did decide to do leaves throughout all of these pages because I felt like it kind of brought the month together. It's something you don't necessarily have to do, but I do see that people in general who do bullet journal spreads seem to kind of carry a theme for whatever the decor is for that month. So I thought it'd be fun to try doing that myself, because I don't think I did that in the past when I showed you guys my bullet journal when I originally made one, or when I did some pages in it. So I don't know that there was a specific theme or not, so I guess now I feel more themey. I don't know, I'm being all fancy on you guys, but really it's totally optional. So, and here I'm doing a little box and I'm just putting meals in there. I could have gone ahead and used the stamp that I have for bullet journaling, and fun fact, when I read that back on my screen and I had it all small while I was editing this, it looked like it's, instead of prep, it said poop. It's because I'm a child at heart. I was like, wait, what'd I put there? So here I'm just doodling out some flowers. Normally I would have sketched these in pencils first, but I was feeling kind of ballsy and I decided just to like go forward with the pen. Again, I usually don't love to do this on camera. For whatever reason, whenever I'm filming on YouTube, I tend to make more mistakes than normal because I'm like, I put pressure on myself to make it look really nice, so then I end up messing stuff up. So that's also part of the reason that I used pencil firsthand. But when it's just your bullet journal and no one else is looking at it, it really doesn't make a huge deal if it has some mistakes in it. So I would just telling you guys that, because it seems like, you know, sometimes people are really hard on themselves with their bullet journals. I know I can be sometimes, but for the most part I've kind of gotten over that. I'm like, yeah, there might be something that's misspelled. YOLO. So, and then I did a little self-care box because I'm trying to plan out my meals a little bit better and trying to make sure to take care of myself more this year. That's like a theme for the year, because, you know, you can't help others if you're not trying to help yourself as well to do better in life and take care of your own body and your mental health and all of that kind of good stuff. And I also decided to do a little girl doodle here just because I love drawing random little girl doodles. I keep them pretty simple for the most part because I don't want to be here for like a couple hours doodling. I mean, for some people they might want to do that, but I kind of just doodle things all the time. So there's a time and a place for me where I want to do it, and other times where I get really tired. So I just did that, drew her out, put her standing on a little grassy field, then decided to color in all the boxes on these. I was really considering leaving all this stuff black and white, but I knew it would bother me later on. I just love to get little pops of color. So, but eventually I would love to do a bullet journal spread that is just black and white. If you guys want to see that happen, vote for it. Leave me a comment that says black and white or something along those lines. Also, I need to start shouting you guys out as well on my channel for everyone who's part of the notification squad. And if you didn't know, when you press that little bell next to the subscribe button, it alerts you every time I post a new video, which is really nice because sometimes YouTube actually doesn't alert you. So if you never want to miss one of my videos, I would say press that little bell and let me know that you became part of the notification squad, and maybe I will shout you out on my next video. So that would be pretty cool. Pretty key. And here I am just adding a few little details here and there. I decided randomly, I was like, you know, there's clouds and now I need to make a sky because it's not going to look right. So I decided to add just little blue blurbs everywhere. I kind of wanted to give it a watercolor sort of effect where it's not really perfect and it's just kind of hanging out. I would have done this with watercolors, but I didn't want to get my page all wet and then go over the Copics with watercolors and then have it kind of muddy the look of it. So I feel like once you already went with one thing, it's kind of, you don't want to kind of switch up the mediums and start putting things all over stuff. So just something to keep in mind. I did give myself a second notes section in case I just wanted an area to put more notes in, because sometimes you do end up filling up certain areas. So just something to keep in mind. And then I randomly remembered that I should have my freaking release on one of the important dates of this month. Hello. I was like, come on, Sandra, get it together, girl. So here I am using the Stitch Squares stamp set, also from my shop, and I just thought it would be really fun to create a weekly layout using these. I'm not one of those bullet journals. I'm not a book, guys. I'm not one of those people who likes to do weeks and weeks ahead of time. Why? Because I don't necessarily plan every week in a formal fashion. It could be a to-do list that I add to my bullet journal, but I might not need every day kind of chronicalized. So therefore I decided to only do this one page in here, just to show you guys an idea of how I want the pages to look for this month. But again, I don't do pages every week. It's just something that I don't, even when with my planners, I don't necessarily plan every week of the month. Certain weeks I have more things going on than others, and then other weeks I don't. So, you know. And here I am just adding more leaves to these. I love these boxes a lot because no matter how you use them, you can add things to them to kind of make them personalized. So even if you use these for every one of your weeks, you could do different drawings or little accents around them to kind of individualize them. And then I decided to do a little box for where I was going to put the month because I wasn't sure when exactly I was going to start this specific layout. Sometimes I will just draw a layout out and I'm not sure if I'm going to get to using it on the month that I drew it. So I think it's fun to kind of like leave it open-ended, and you could do a bunch of weeks just like this and leave them open-ended and then use them when you need them if you aren't someone who plans every week like religiously. So just something to keep in mind. I just had that epiphany. I was like, that's a good idea. Because if you don't put any dates, then you really could you could use it for whenever. So, and then, you know, speaking of watercolors, I went ahead and used my little watercolor palette because I thought it'd be fun to kind of just add some color over these letters. And since I did use the Tombow brush pen, and that is a watercolor sort of pen, I didn't want to go over that with Copics because Copics can't be used with every type of marker because of the fact that they're alcohol based. So something to keep in mind so that you don't mess up your Copics. And then I decided to go in with my little Tombow marker and add a little drop shadow kind of thing going on. And then of course I couldn't leave well enough alone, so I was like, I've got to color these leaves. I've colored the rest of the leaves on this month. So there I went ahead and did that, and then I added some numbers for the dates I knew I was going to use this. But again, if you omitted the dates, you could really use this on whatever month you decided to use it if you kind of went back and forth on weeks, and then you wouldn't waste a week. So I know I'm a genius, guys. I mean, it just comes so naturally. JK. So then here I am adding a little bit more of that ombre look because I couldn't leave well enough alone, and I couldn't make my life easy by just making it pink. I had to add purple to the bottom of it. But believe it or not, these pens make it super easy to create that blended effect, so I really love them and really am enjoying them because it's just really simple to create like a really cool look. And then I'm just adding different things I have going on. I apparently remembered during the week that I did have classes, so I added them there, just not on the overview. But I guess that's not necessarily like an event where you need to add it to like your future log, but if you're me, the more places you write it down the better because you're likely to forget. And then I decided to pull out this set yet again because I told you guys I use it so often. It's got a little mini computer that I just stamped right there, then a little card as well. I just took the pages off the disc so that I could get closer to the edge because that's the nice thing about just having them kind of loosey-goosey, where I can just remove them and go as close to the edge. If you're not stamping as much, it might not make a huge difference, but even when I'm doodling, I like to have the options where I don't have to draw so close to the spine of the book. So, and then I added a little social media guy right there for YouTube, and then a little camera icon. I really loved the way the to-do list came out for this layout. I think it came out really cool, and as you guys can see, I colored in the January and added little freckles of white on there with my gel pen again. I really love how this turned out. If you guys like these types of videos, give me a thumbs up and let me know because I'll do them more often if you guys really want to see them. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what was your favorite thing from the spread that I did or an idea you might use, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you guys know you want to. And follow me on all my other social media sites, and don't forget, tomorrow is my brand new stamp release, so check out TheSassyClub.com, you guys, to check out all the fun stuff I have going on and all the new stamps that are coming out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys watching these and enjoying. Let me know more things you'd like to see from me, and thanks guys.